Hare Krishna and welcome back to my channel. So today let's start with the first chapter of the Srimad Narayaneeyam. We learnt that Srimad Narayaneeyam is a condensed version of the Srimad Bhagavatam, and this Srimad Narayaneeyam was composed by the great devotee poet Sri Melpattur Narayana Bhattatripad at a very young age of 27 years. Okay. Now we won't be going verse by verse or word to word, meaning we'll just do a summary. That's what we said earlier, right? We'll just do a summary, a brief summary for those who are very new to this, who are not very familiar to this lyric. Okay, so we'll start with the first chapter. We won't be reading all the shlokas or all the verses, but we'll read one verse every day so that we get a feel of it. Okay, so let's start with the very first verse of the Narayaneeyam. सान्द्रानन्दावबोधात्मकमनुपमितं कालदेशावधिभ्यां निर्मुक्तं नित्यमुक्तं निगमशतसहस्रेण निर्भास्यमानम् अस्पष्टं दृष्टमात्रे पुनरुरुपुरुषार्थात्मकं ब्रह्मतत्त्वं तत्तावद्भाति साक्षात् गुरुपवनपुरे हन्त भाग्यं जनानाम्. So the poet here ends the very first verse of the Srimad Narayaneeyam with the words Hanta Bhagyam Jananam. Wonderful indeed is the fortune of mankind. Why? Because that supreme consciousness, that supreme reality, which is of the nature of intense bliss, Sandranandam, unfathomable bliss, who is beyond the conception of time and space, who is without an equal, who is of whom all the revealed scriptures, all the scriptures try to reveal, try to explain, and yet remains unclear. Why unclear? Because it is not easy to grasp with our ordinary human intelligence. But on realization, it bestows the highest purushartha or the highest goal of human life. There are 4 purusharthas: dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Moksha is liberation from material bondage. So on realization of this supreme truth, supreme consciousness, it bestows on us the ultimate, the highest purushartha, that is liberation from material bondage. So that very Lord, who is so difficult to attain, is so easily available, shines here, bhati, shines right in front of us in a concrete form in the Guruvayur temple. How fortunate is mankind, what a good fortune it is, the poet says. Okay, we had discussed yesterday about the history of Guruvayur temple, right? This deity that is worshipped in Guruvayur was worshipped by Lord Krishna during Dwapara Yuga, and he had promised that he would manifest in this deity during Kali Yuga to bless mankind and to protect his devotees from the ill effects of Kali Yuga. Okay, so here the poet says that Lord, who is so difficult to attain, even the yogis who are meditating, performing severe austerities on the peaks of the Himalayas just to get a glimpse of his lotus feet, are not able to attain him that easily. That Lord is here, readily available in your palms, hastalabde, right within your reach in the Guruvayur temple. O Lord, thou art the Kalpa Vriksha, or the desire fulfilling tree, ready to waiting to bestow on us more than what we deserve or what we ask for, and yet we due to our ignorance of this supreme bliss are after flickering temporary sensual pleasures. Okay, now we had discussed earlier that this Narayaneeyam is the form of a prayer. It is in the form of a conversation. Bhattadri is talking to the Lord. It's in the form of a prayer or a conversation that he's having. He's talking to the Lord. Okay, so he says, so Bhattadri, he says, O Krishna, O Lord, you are ready to give yourself to your devotees. Okay, I pray to thee for such a benediction, he says. Okay, and then the poet goes on to describe the beautiful form of the Lord. Bhattadri says, O Lord, your form is more beautiful than the fresh dark rain clouds and of the blue lotuses. Reference is made to Krishna's color here. Krishna is bluish black in color. So Bhattadri says, O Lord, you are more beautiful than the fresh dark rain clouds. Your beauty excels that of the fresh dark rain clouds and of the blue lotuses, and you are the abode of the goddess of prosperity, goddess Lakshmi Devi, Sri Lakshmi Devi. Okay, and your Brahman effulgence is also so beautiful that all these yogis who have attained Sayujya Mukti shine like pearls in the ocean of bliss. There are 5 types of Mukti or liberation: Sayujya, Samipya, Sarupya, Salokya, and Sashti. So yogis aspire for Sayujya Mukti, that is merging into the Brahman effulgence. So here Bhattadri says, the poet says, that those souls who have attained Sayujya Mukti, who have merged into your Brahman effulgence, shine like beautiful pearls in the ocean of supreme bliss. And then Bhattadri goes on to talk about the Lord's creation. He says, from you, O Lord, has come all these subtle and gross elements. What are the subtle elements? Mind, intelligence, false ego, and chitta. And the gross elements, the 5 great elements: earth, water, fire, air, and ether. And then we have the 10 senses, the 5 working senses and the 5 knowledge acquiring senses. And then the 5 sense objects: Shabda, Sparsha, Rasa, Rupa, Gandha. Shabda, sound; Sparsha, touch; Rasa, taste; Rupa, form; and Gandha, smell. So all this has come from you. And this material nature that was lying dormant within you for such a long time has just manifested due to your ikshana, or due to your own sweet will. Okay, so you are the source of everything, and yet your glory, your purity remains untarnished or undiminished. The example can be given that of a candle. You take one candle to light 10 other candles or 100 other candles, but the flame or the light of the first candle remains the same. Similarly, from the Lord has come all this nature, all this Prakriti, or all these universes, and yet the Lord's glory remains untarnished. He remains the same. He is of the nature of Shuddha Sattva, or pure goodness. This material nature is made up of there are 3 modes of material nature. 3 modes of material nature. They are the Sattva, Raja, Tamo gunas. The mode of goodness, the mode of passion, and the mode of ignorance. The Lord is beyond all this. He is of the nature of Shuddha Sattva. And Bhattadri says, O Lord, at first I thought that this creation of yours was a very cruel sport, or a very tragic sport. Why? Because of this, because of the miseries that the living entities have to undergo due to this creation in this material world. We have to go through all these material miseries only because of this material creation. But for this material world, there wouldn't have been any misery. So I thought this was a very cruel sport on your part. But then now I realize it's not so. Why? If not for this creation, how could we taste this nectar of seeing your beautiful form through our eyes? How could we taste this nectar through our ears by hearing your pastimes? So now I think that this is a very divine sport of yours. And O Lord, whoever said that you are Sakala or Amshavatara or a part incarnation, you are not an incarnation. You are Purna Avatara. You are the complete whole, from whom has come all the other incarnations. You are the source of everything, and all other incarnations have come from you, and therefore you are Nishkala, the source of all that be. Okay? And in the last verse, Bhattadri says, O Krishna, only you are worthy to be called Bhagavan. This word Bhagavan is applicable only to you. Why? Who is Bhagavan? Who is Buddhiman? One who is full in buddhi, lots of buddhi or intelligence, right? Very intelligent. Who is Shaktiman? One who is very strong, full of Shakti or strength. Who is Buddhiman? A lot of intelligence. And who is Bhagavan? Who is full in Bhaga. What is Bhaga? Parashara Muni, the father of Vedavyasa, has given a nice definition to this word Bhaga. What is that? One who is full in 6 opulences. What are they? All beauty, all wealth, all fame, all strength, all knowledge, and all renunciation. We all have all these qualities in us, but in varying proportions. Only the Lord is complete in all these 6 opulences, and therefore he is known as Bhagavan. So Bhattadri ends this chapter by saying, O Krishna, you are the only one who is worthy of being called Bhagavan, because you are full in all these 6 opulences. Having obtained this human form of life, let us use it wisely and surrender unto the Lord to attain self-realization. We know this material place is not a very nice place to be in. We know all this. We know that this material world is full of sufferings. But we like to be here. We like to be drowned in this material pool full of sorrows and miseries, right? So I'm reminded of a story that Srila Prabhupada narrates. Srila Prabhupada is the founder Acharya of ISKCON, commonly known as the Hare Krishna movement. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So he narrates a very beautiful story. Once there lived a woman near the edge of a forest. She lived with her husband and her 2 sons, and she took care of her family. She used to do all the work in the house, cooking, cleaning, washing, mopping, etc. Everything she used to do. The 2 sons got married. She got 2 wonderful daughters-in-law, and yet she would not let them do anything. She used to do everything herself because she loved to do things herself. She thinks only she can do things perfectly. Not because she did not like them, she thought that only she can handle things properly. There are certain people like that, right? We have seen such people around us. They think only they are perfect and nobody else can do it the way they do. So this lady also was like that. And one day, as usual, she goes to the forest to collect firewood for cooking. Those days there was no gas stove or electric stoves or ovens. The cooking medium was wood. So she went to the forest to collect firewood, and she gathers firewood, ties the wood in a bundle, keeps it on her head. As she was walking back home, suddenly she trips and falls down, and the bundle falls down and gets scattered all over, and she starts crying, lamenting, "Oh Lord, there's no one here to help me. Just look at my plight. Even at this age I have to do all these things and still nobody is there to help me." She kept on crying and complaining. That was her nature. She never allows anyone to do, but still she keeps complaining, "Nobody is there to help me. I have to do everything," etc., etc. So when she fell down again, she started crying, and she said, "Nobody is there to help me out. Oh Lord, just look at my plight. Please help me out of this," and all that. So the Lord, hearing her lamentations, appears before her in all his glory, and then he asks her, "My good lady, what can I do for you?" He's there right in front of her, ready to grant her the topmost purushartha, that is liberation from all material miseries. And this woman, she looks at Krishna, the Lord, at Krishna, and says, "Oh Krishna, please help me to put this bundle of wood back on my head." Okay? So Prabhupada says we are also like this woman. We keep complaining. We know that this world is full of miseries, but we don't want to get out of it, right? We are happy here. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jatare shayanam. Again birth, again death, and again in another mother's womb. Who knows where, in what species? We have gone through millions and millions of species, millions and millions of different bodies. Before we attained this, we got this human form of life. So let us use it wisely. Let us use it to surrender unto the Lord, and let us free ourselves from this never-ending cycle of birth and death. Okay? So tomorrow we'll meet again with chapter 2. Thank you for watching. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.